I suppose when you produce a lot of H2, but what happens to the O2? Do you just vent
Yeah,
it, or can you use it as a something else, maybe medical or industrial oxygen, or I don't know. What do you do
that's a
with it?
very good question. There are potential applications, as you mentioned, for medical and also for water treatment facilities. But what we see in the market, at least, first of all, oxygen is a very dangerous gas to handle, and typically, currently, oxygen is simply blown off to atmosphere. But the customer can potentially tap oxygen from us, and they can use it. But for now, we don't offer any specific treatment or any specific transportation of oxygen. But as you mentioned, it's there. So if there's a use case or if the customer can use it, it's fully possible to do that. But at the moment, it's considered a byproduct, and there is not a strong business case for that separately.
And I love this question, Pierre. I don't know if it was you. I was talking to somebody last week about this very question, um, because I always think we could use this oxygen. And the response I got was that the oxygen purity isn't as pure as you would need it to be in medical. So, one, like Madrid said, you are adding an extra risk with having the oxygen around. And then two, you would have to then, purify it more and do things to it to make it a product that could be valuable in the health case. But I don't think that means there's not a market there or an
Yes,
opportunity there.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I need to also clarify. Yeah, for sure, there is a potential market to it. We haven't seen that, at least in large scale in metal as yet. And I agree with you. For medical grade, you need to further purify the oxygen. But for water treatment, this actually seems like a great option because you can directly mix this oxygen with water to kill the bacteria, and there are processes for that. So I think that's a big potential.
Well,
Awesome.
even
Thank you so
just
much.
welding, I guess a lot of there's lots of shop who need to buy their oxygen bottles to do their welding with
Oh,
oxyacetylene
true.
forges, that sort of thing. So I mean that does need to be pure. I suppose you could just, somebody's got to buy oxygen somewhere to do these industrial processes, and you guys just venting it to the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I think that's a very good point. And I think for now, a lot of electrolyzer manufacturers do that. But if we can get some good ideas, for sure, we are open to do that because for us, we are generating it as a byproduct.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you brought that up. It's something I've been wondering for many years. So, with that, I want to thank you so very much, Dr. Rabari, and to the Exentech team. We
Thank you for having me.
definitely, yes, absolutely.